Hello, hello roommates. It's Jelana coming at you with another design video, and today we are going to be working on our We Are Memory Keepers button bundle of templates. Once you purchase this PDF from me for my Etsy shop, you're going to click on this link and it's going to open up a page that looks similar to this. You'll click edit template and it will bring you to an editable version of my We Are Memory Keepers buttons. I'm giving you the 6-piece mini, including the 2 mini buttons, carrier card and template. You'll also get the 4-piece and the individual buttons. You'll also get the large by themselves, the mediums by themselves, and the smalls by themselves. So today I'm going to show you how to use this template to create some Mother's Day pins. We're going to be changing all of the editable elements, which are text, colors, lines, all the things. So without further ado, let's get started. I am going to start by, as I always tell y'all, to create a brand kit. So I'm going to come over to brand. I'll click this drop down menu, create new brand, and I'm going to call this Dope Mom Florals and click create. Now from here, I'm going to add all of my color codes, all my images, all the things. So first we're going to grab some graphics because I'm going to be using some floral wreaths that I downloaded from Creative Fabrica. You can grab those in the description box below. So these are the SVGs I'm going to be using, some of them. The florals and the Dope Black Mom SVGs are from Creative Fabrica. So I'm going to grab what I need from here, which is going to be this PNG because I'm going to be doing some editing. So that's going to be one that I use. I could actually upload all of them. I think I'm going to do that just in case I come back and want to use them later. So let me organize this by kind. I'm going to go to show all images and then I'm going to grab all of the PNGs. This might be easier in a list. Yeah. All right, so I'll grab all the PNGs. I already did 10.01. Click open and then they will come into my brand kit so I can use them later. I want to keep these separate from the wreaths. So if they have a different name on them, then I'll show you how to rename them. So on top of the Dope Black Mom SVG PNGs that we're going to be using, I'm also going to want to grab those watercolor floral wreaths, which are located somewhere in my downloads. So many things. There we go. And I want all of these as well. So I'll just go to open, and they don't have any of the same names, which is why I'm not getting any errors. Okay, so while that is working, I'll also need to go and grab one more PNG, which is also from Creative Fabrica, but it did not come as a part of these bundles. But I needed the silhouette because I wanted to include silhouettes of Black moms, and my sister and my best friend both have locks in their hair, so I wanted to be able to represent them. So I had to go and find a specific silhouette image, which is somewhere in here. How about we search? There we go. And I want the PNG of this one. All right, so once that's done and all of our images are loaded, we're going to click save. Yes, we want to save. Then we can come and add some fonts. Okay, so I'm looking for like a thicker, more bold style font. So we're going to do a little bit of searching here. I also want this to be in all caps. So let's start with Anton, and I'm just gonna see what this looks like. Okay, so we'll come over to Anton. I don't mind that. Okay, so let's keep Anton, and then we need a script font. So how about we try Amsterdam? Yeah, we'll search for that stuff later. That'll have to come to me as we design. But once we settle on it, I will come back and add it to my brand kit. Okay, first let's turn our silhouette into let's create our silhouette. So I'm gonna come over back to brands and then graphics, that where we just were, and I'm gonna add this to my design. I'm gonna create a blank page actually so that I can do this and it be kind of clear. So we start by clicking edit and then magic layer, and that's gonna cut all of my layers into individual pieces so that I can get rid of the things a little bit easier. If you're trying to liken this to the Cricut design space, this would essentially be like slicing and cutting this image up into a bunch of different layers that we can get rid of. So there was the head and then the 3 pieces of text. I don't want any of this text, so it's going to go away. And then this is going to become my silhouette. So I'm just going to change her to like a muted black. I didn't want it to be all black because I want to be able to see her face against the back of the florals. So from here, I am just going to copy, go back to my original design. I don't need that anymore. And then I'll click paste. Okay, now because this is a frame, I'm going to go ahead and fill it with my floral wreath. Let's go with, I think I like this one. Yeah, I think I like that one. Okay, and then I'm gonna smart crop so that this can zoom in a little bit more for me. I want the wreath to be right up against the edge of the button. So I'm just gonna resize it a tad bit. Okay, done. And then I'm going to remove this background because I want the backing to be completely, I'm gonna change it to like a cream color, but that will come once I change the background of the button. And then I wanna stick my silhouette right on top so that she's kind of, oh, I need to lock my frame so that she's kind of coming out of like the flowers. So I'm going to actually flip this frame. Yeah, because I want her neck to kind of come out of the flowers. So I'm going to move her to the back. Yeah, like that. Or actually, I'll do myself one better. I'm going to magic grab that flower so that she can stay magic grab. There we go. So that she can stay on. Oh, flipped images are not supported. Okay, all good. I'll have to do it before I flip it then. So let's flip it back. Cool. And then we can go to magic grab and see if it'll let us. Okay, and then I just want to grab this one flower. So I click brush, auto detect, and I just want this one because I'm gonna put that one on top. Okay, I'm going to grab okay, and then I can flip this back the way we had it. And then I already have a space created for where, oh, I forgot to lock again. Locking keeps that from happening. So then I can move this kind of in line and just slide her down. And now she is, I'm using my guidelines to center. That's why I go quiet sometimes so I can focus on what it is I'm trying to do here. Okay, there's the middle. There we go. And then I'm gonna just, I'm gonna move her back. I like her being a little off center, but I can make her bigger. There we go. Okay, I really like the way that looks. Okay, so that's gonna be my first button. Now that I kind of have an idea, I want this backing to be cream though. So I'm gonna come over to colors and put in a couple of color codes here. This color palette is gonna be called Dope Mom Florals to match the name of my brand kit. And then I want to start with like a soft cream. So that's actually what we'll call it, soft cream. And the color code, F6, F1, EB. Add another. This is warm blush pink. F4, C6, C2. Dusty Rose. Goodness. Which is E8, E8, 9, A9A. Coral Peach. F2, A07B. Muted Sage. Trying to get the botanical vibe going on here. A8, B8, A0. Deep botanical green. It's going to be 6, E, 8B, 7B. Okay. And then of course we've got to have black. All right. Then I wanted to grab some accent colors because my favorite color is purple. So now that I have an opportunity to use purple in a design, I really want to. So we're going to call this one Muted Lavender. It's my favorite. Ooh. My favorite color. So that color code is going to be C7, B6, D6. And then I also want to include like a soft gold, which I'm going to change her earring color to in just a second. So soft gold is going to be D4, A, F, 7F. All right. Cool. So then I go to save because I want to save all of my colors, my whole color palette. Okay. All right. So we've got our colors down, and now we can start adding a little bit of text. So let's go and get our first SVG. I keep calling them SVGs. Let's go and grab our first set of PNGs. So I'm going to grab this dope black mom with the heart on it. And I want this to not be in my way. These are all frames, so I have to be really mindful. Oh, and before I forget, I wanted to change this background to taupe. I think that's nice. Yeah, I like that. I think that's nice. Okay, cool. So I do want to change all of these, but I don't want the background. So let me just do this individually. I'll change all of these backgrounds, all of these, not the frames, but the edges of the button. I'll change all of those to this tan color. Should be able to change them all at once. Maybe not. Okay. Well, let's try it again. Okay. So the next one that we're going to make is going to have this on it, but I also need another frame. So I go back to my brand kit, over to graphics, and this time I'm going to grab this one because I want this one had like a little opening in it. And for the next one, I want it to be a full wreath with similar flowers. So I think I'm going to go with this one. And then I'll just again extend so that it fills my entire button. Okay, done. I want to remove the background so that it can also stay that cream color. And then I'm going to lock it in place so that my dope black mom doesn't mess up the vibe. And that's why I changed them all to cream in the first place. Oh, what happened there, guys? Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to try this again. All right, we bring this over. Then I can remove the background. Okay, maybe this one doesn't change. That's fine. I can deal with that, I think. I think that extra little life of white might be helpful, actually, to help my design breathe. So we'll work with it. Okay, so I'm filling up that space, and then I'm going to lock that in place and then move my SVG on top because I'm actually trying to go for a little bit of contrast between like the thick, bold text and like the soft florals. But I don't want that red and green line. So I'm going to edit this image and then magic eraser. And I want to get rid of the red and green lines. So I think it might be easier to grab them and then delete them. Or we could try to do magic layers again, and then maybe it will separate those red and green lines for us so that we can delete them easily. Okay. There we go. And then I can go over to position layers, and it should show me. Right, so I want to get rid of those green lines. Oh, something happened here. Let's go back. Okay, yeah, let's maybe try to magic grab. It separated the D and M and all that stuff, and that's not what I was going for. So we're just gonna try this again. Okay, let's try to get this. And this. Okay. Oh, I think it's going to take all of that away. No. Okay, maybe we can just hide them. There we go. Or I guess we could use our accents. That might be a better use. Let's make them like sage green so that they kind of blend in with the background. There we go. Okay, not bad. Yeah, I like that. Okay, way to problem solve. Okay, great. So that's our second design. Then I wanted to have one that had the silhouette and the text in it. So I'm gonna need to, oh, these smaller ones, we can do the smaller ones first. I just wanted like bigger flowers in there, not necessarily the entire floral, but just bigger flowers. So I'm gonna go back to my brand kit and see what kind of wreaths we have with flowers on them. Like maybe we've got a lot of pink going on. We've used those big ones. We've used that one. So maybe we do the roses. Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. Okay, so we just need like a cluster. And I think I'm gonna go with, oh, I think I'm gonna go with this. Maybe this section right here. So I'm gonna go to edit. I'll go to magic grab. And I just want this like section of things. So I'm gonna go to brush and then grab this flower, all of this, and maybe all that. We'll see if that fits into our, we'll see if that fits. Then I grab it. I am gonna just move this to the side for now because I may come back and use that a little more. And then I'm just gonna drop it into my frame. And probably rotate it so that it is so that it takes up a little bit of space. Oh, that might be nice. Ooh, we can make another design that's that small. But for now, I want this to take up like a lot of space. So how about we make this fit in here. And then I'm gonna actually use Magic Expand. Oh, can't use it when it's in a frame. Okay, no biggie. Let's take it out of this frame. And then we will do our adjustments and then we'll put it back. So we can go to edit, grab, I want to expand, not grab. Magic Expand. And then it's telling me to fill in the spot that I would like to expand. Like this is way too big, obviously. So I just need it to be a little smaller than this. I think this might be as small as it goes, okay? Okay. I didn't see anything happen. But maybe this is just big enough. I wanted that to be a little more full, so I'm gonna see if there's anything I can do about that. Like more of like a bunch. But what I may have to do is bunch it myself. So I'm gonna go back to edit and then magic grab again, and I'm just gonna get another set of flowers and put that on top. Like lock in my frame and put that on top. I think that would be helpful. Okay, so I'm gonna grab this other yeah, I'm gonna grab this other rose here and grab all of its like leaves and stuff from around it, and then I'm gonna add it on top. Oh, that's not gonna be smooth connecting. What if we add a little more? Okay, that might be a little better. Okay, let's see. So I grabbed out the little sections, leaves and flowers, and now I can move this over, but I need to lock this first. Okay, and then I'll just reposition this to include an extra flower. I think over there works better. And I can hide the leaves that way. Yep. Now it just looks like an extra flower. Okay. And then a second one, so I'm going to duplicate it and then change the color a little bit to maybe this lavender, and then rotate so that the greenery is like hiding. And I'm actually going to send this to the back. There we go. There we go. Okay, yeah, I was looking for like a little more cluster vibe going on there. And now I can unlock things and resize as needed. Oh, not that. There we go. I can resize and move this around. Okay. And there we go. So we got like kind of more of the bouquet type vibe. And then once it's done, it's done. I'm gonna lock it just in case because I don't want to mess anything up, like when I move stuff. Okay, so we've got our bouquet down. Everything looks good. All right, and then our next design is going to have some script font and another silhouette. So I'm gonna get my fonts and I want a script. So let me see what Canva has to offer. Oh, I don't need this anymore. So I'm gonna delete that. Okay, so I add a text box. I want it to be something scripty. I can go to filter. Oh, not filter. Sorry. I can slide this way on these arrows and look for the style that I like, which is going to be something scripty, curly, you know, font that says cursive. But I also want it to be thin enough to contrast this image with the heart on it. So fonts are such a thing, right? But I would like, ooh, that looks nice. Let's see what that looks like. I want it to say Black Mom Magic. This actually looks really good. Okay, now for the Black Mom Magic one, it's going to be on a bigger size. So I need to deal with this background first. So what should we do? We should definitely do another floral because that's the vibe, right? But I'm going to do a lot less. I think I might do, remember how it was on that one side? I think I'm gonna run that back. So go back over to graphics and I'm gonna switch the color palette up a little bit. It's been purples and reds. I wanted to grab this blue. Did I not see blue? Oh, maybe it was just a deeper purple. Okay, cool. Well, I can start here. No worries. I liked the way that auto cropped to the side. So I'm going to rotate this first. Okay, so I want this to go from like small to big. I think that would be nice. All right, and then I'll go to edit, magic grab again. You do have to be a Canva Pro member to use these magic elements, but I do think they're worth it. I don't tell y'all to get things that I don't think you could benefit from. And this is very, very helpful in just leveling up all of the different free PNGs that I grab from Creative Fabrica and other places. It's so I can put my own spin on things. I don't want to just have to use the fonts and images that I'm given. I want to be able to transform them into what I want my vision to be. And I'm able to do that easier through our magic tools. So I want to add this here and then I'll double click and go to Smart Crop and then rotate it because I wanted it to be up and down vertical. That came out nice. Yay. All right, done. And then I'll grab my text and pull my text over and make that fit right on, oh, that's how you spell magic, right on the side. A little bit too big. All right, so I'm gonna edit this line spacing. I want the words closer together. So maybe 0.5. Oh, that's too close. 0.75. I like that. We can just make it a little bit bigger. Ooh. Now I got my crop on, so I can slide this over a little. Okay. And then I use my magenta guides to figure out where the middle is. And then I don't want my magic to get cut off. So I'm just going to downsize it just a tad. Slide over this way. All right. I really like that one. Use my keyboard. Here we go. Just a tad smaller. I feel like my magic is being hidden. There we go. Yay. And then I liked the way similar to our neck here, I liked the way that it was hiding a little bit. So I'm going to move my text to the back so that those leaves kind of come in front of the M and just, you know, interact with this image a little bit better. All right. And then we've got two more. This last one is going to be a silhouette and Dope Black Mom, but in this font. So I'm going to take this font. not that. I'll go to position and I want to duplicate this. And then I want the words to say dope like mom. So similar vibe, but I'm still bringing in all of the different things, all of the different elements. And then I want to add like a little heart here, but I want it to be like like hand-drawn heart. Like I want it to look like this heart up here. And actually, I don't even know why I'm making this hard on myself, because I could just grab it from this image, which I think I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna duplicate this image that we had before. And I want to pull out that heart. So I'll go to Edit, Magic Layers. And I believe this should give me that heart by itself. And maybe those lines. And I'll take those lines that we were trying to get rid of before, because I don't actually need the text. So the mistake that we ran into is it should be okay this time. So let's see. All right, we know we don't need our background. We don't need that text. That worked like a charm. We don't need those words. We don't need those words. We don't need that, or that. We just want the heart. Yay. So I come down here. I'm going to lock this frame. Yeah, I'm going to lock this frame for now because I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do quite yet. But I definitely want to keep this heart, and I want it to be as close to a red as possible, or as close to one of these floral colors as possible. So I'm just going to fill in these colors until it changes into something that I can work with. And if it doesn't change, then we'll have to leave it black, I think. But I feel like we can make this work. Is it changing? Maybe that was too dark. Okay, this still looks pretty black to me. What if we change it to purple? Anything? Whoa. Yeah, I think it's gonna stay black. Okay, we can try one more thing. And if that doesn't work, then we're just gonna leave it, because we have the florals to help us balance. Okay, we'll try one more thing. So I'm gonna come over here to edit. And then when I come down here to filters, usually it will show me different types of colors. But it looks like because of the way in which we changed this into a layer, it's only gonna give us like various shades of black. We get a color pop purple down here, but I was really looking for like a red. Yay. Okay, cool. So let's turn this into a blush. Oh, you know what? There it is. Okay, so that's a little light. Can't really see that. So let's try something that pops a little more, like one of those reds. Yay, we got lucky. I'm excited. Okay, so yeah, this came out purple. I want it to be red though, so maybe we try the opposite of that. That's better. Okay. I can work with that. Okay, so I'm gonna make this a little bit smaller and drag it over to this design, because I want it to sit right where like right on where the K is. So I'm going to just drag it down a little onto where this K is, and then make it smaller. Oh, that's too small. Maybe right here. rotate it a little bit. Okay. And I think I might put one on here too. Right. Oh, lock that. Let me lock that. I'm gonna lock that in place. And then pull my heart over right where this mom is. Yeah, I think that looks so cute. Okay, now I need a silhouette and I need a couple more wreaths, and then we will be finished. I'm excited. And then we'll change things super easy because we got our color palette. So get yourselves excited. All right, so let's grab one more wreath. So I come over here. I've used most of these. How about we go with, have we used like this gold? I don't think so. Let's go with that one. Okay. And I want this to be the background. Oh, I locked it so that my heart wouldn't do things. Then I can drag it over into there. All right. And then from here, I just want this like entire section, like half maybe, because I'm going to put the silhouette here as well. So I'm going to go to Magic Grab and only pull out the things that I want to keep, which is this like half of things. So I grab my brush and then I keep, I can actually make this a lot easier on myself. I just want this. And that actually might be a little too much. I think that is too much actually. We'll see. We can always change it. So let me keep what I got for now. Go to grab. And then we'll see what it looks like in the actual like frame and go from there. So that can go. This now becomes part of the frame. I can resize this. Yeah, I think we, and then maybe I can just fit this like a border, you know, like at the bottom. Okay, I'm okay with that. And then maybe we flip it so that that big old flower is not in the way. All right. Now it just looks busy. Okay, yeah, so I think I'm gonna go back and take off some of this wreath. We grabbed a little bit too much because I don't want to fight with it like this. So, my flipped images are not supported, so I will just undo everything. And then I'll undo one more. There we go. And then, okay, edit, Magic Grab. And then I'm only gonna focus on that like bright yellow flower or orange flower, just this down here. Okay. So I'm gonna grab this greenery, this, all the way up to this like green section right here. It grabbed that flower, so I'll just get this one too. There we go. All right, so I go to grab. And then I can get rid of the background. I'll place this in my frame. And then move. And then There we go. Oh, that's too big though. So similar vibe as the other text, but this flower comes a little lower and the silhouette will be on it as well. So her neck will still sit like where the flower is, which is why I'm trying to slide this to the side a little. There we go. And then she can like sit behind those flowers. Yeah, that's more like it. I wish it curved more. Like down in there. Okay. All right, so let's grab her again. We're gonna duplicate. Bring her down here. Oh, need to lock things. And then I can bring her over. Similar vibe. Move her to the... Oh, we magic grabbed her last time. Okay, maybe we don't need to do that this time. Okay, that's better. It's better placement for sure. And then maybe we can just move this to make it fit a little better. Is that awkward? I don't like, oh, what about the top? We have not utilized the top at all. I think that's the best placement right there. But I want her, maybe I can add a flower. Okay, cool. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to edit, magic grab this big flower like we did last time, and then I'm going to keep that one and then duplicate. So let me go to magic grab. I just want this flower here. I just want this one. I think this is gonna come out to be really cute. And then I'm gonna duplicate this flower and place it right under her neck. So duplicate this. And then I'll slide right, oh, I forgot to lock it again. Ooh, that's a good idea. I didn't think about doing that. Just like one big flower. Maybe I'll do that and see, let me duplicate that one more time. So I can hold off and see what that looks like. And just do like an actual flower button. Maybe not that flower, but a flower button. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now, this one. Like that. Does that feel forced? Let's see. Let's take a step back and see if that feels forced. Okay. Okay. I think that looks good. Like now mom is hiding a little. I'm just gonna slide. You know what? We got a lot of open space up here. So how about I scoot them up? There we go. There we go. Crisis averted, guys. Crisis averted. Cool. That's better. I think that's better. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, I wonder if that's too much. It like frames it a little bit better. And then I can make this earring a little bit brighter. Yeah, I think I'll do that. Just a little brighter. Okay, cool. I don't think this is necessary on this one then. If I move it over there, yeah, I think that's better. Perfect. And I can slide her closer. And this one's smaller. Perfect. Okay, we're getting somewhere, y'all. Yeah, I really like that. Yeah. Okay. Now why is, oh, I know why that's happening. Okay, let me see if I can fix that back. See how that flower's gone? Okay, we'll just leave it. We'll just leave it. I think we're... Try to remove the background, see what happens. Maybe it'll get rid of that weird white. Okay. Yeah. Works. Okay, great. Boom. Okay, then we've got one last design. Now this last design is gonna requires us to look for some other elements, but we're gonna start with that heart that we had, which is this same purple one. So I'm gonna duplicate this, but this time I actually do want it to be in my frame, but I'm gonna see if I can. Oh, nope, it's too big. Okay, cool. So that won't work. No biggie, no biggie, no biggie. Whoa. You're a little large there, hun. Let's bring it down some. All right, so I would like this frame to be plain tan, cream, if you will, soft cream. Okay, and then I'm gonna lock this in because it's gonna be a plain background. And then I want my heart to be black, and I want it to fit inside this frame. So I'm gonna zoom us in a second so I can see what's going on here. Okay. And then I'm gonna take that same text, but this time I'm just gonna put the word mom. And I think the text was, this is why he's supposed to put it in a brand kit. What was it? It was called Gladiola. Okay. Cool. All right, so I'm going to save that. Yes. So that way we don't have to do what we just did, which was, what is that? What was that? We can just click on it and go. This is going to say mom, very simple. And then I'm just going to put that right in the middle, but make it cuter. Okay, first, this is too big. Okay, second, my heart could be bigger. So let's maximize that. Okay, move it down a little. Okay, and then mom, same thing. I just want it to be inside of the heart. So I want to put that there. I can use my guidelines. And then I want a little like crown here. So I'm going to go over to elements and then gold crown. But I want it to look hand drawn. So I would probably be better off in graphics. Something like type. Oh, you know what I could try to do? I could try to use the style button. Let's try to do that. So my goal is to get something kind of hand-drawn line work that matches the heart the heart you see. Something similar to that. Let's see how this comes out though. I wanted it to be this gold, but now I'm feeling like the gold is a little bit too muted because I want it to pop like the crown. I think we ended up going with, going with that. Something like that. But I want to try something. So I'm going to click on style, copy style, and then click on this crown, and it changed the color on me. Okay, so I'm going to undo that. I kind of like this one. It's like a poppy little gold. That looks too kid-like, I think. Yeah, I think I'm satisfied with that actually. Maybe something like, that's too scripty. I think too many swirlies. I actually prefer this to be filled in, but I don't know if I can make that happen. Let's see if this is better. I like the simplicity, like the 3-prong, 4-prong, like nothing super crazy. Yeah, I think I like that better. Let's move this to the side. And put that right there. Okay. Yeah, I think I like that better. And then I can delete that one. And then we've got mom, same font. And then when I zoom out, I'm like, wow, that is an entire pen set. That is 4 pens and 2 mini pens. Cool. Now, lastly, you see how I've put my own company, Blue Room Custom Crafts, all over this. But if I'm making this for a customer, I would actually change this into something like, this is where you customize, right? So okay, let's see. So first I can go over to brand, and then because I had my color palette, I can actually click shuffle and all of the colors in this design will change. So for instance, if I click shuffle here, it will change my background. It changed all of my button colors. If I click it again, changes it one more time. I kind of like this pink background. Again, you could switch it up to make it fit whatever kind of background you need. This is a game changer because that means even if you were to make the same product over and over and over again, you could ensure or try to ensure that people would get totally different backing cards so that nothing ever looks exactly the same. Now, unfortunately, to get back to where we were, we would just have to undo a bunch of times. So it might be helpful to know how many times you clicked, the next one. But that should also give you some ideas, right, of things to put. So for instance, this header might say like dope. I'm going to make it caps. Dope Black Mom Energy. That's a little bit too big. So I'll make it smaller. Okay, and then for the accent text, I would say like celebrating her strength. Strength, style, and the magic she brings every day. Okay, I would want this to be different. Oh, it doesn't give me a choice. Okay, so let's see what other kind of fonts we can use. Oh, actually, I could just use the font that we have in our brand kit because it's scripty and it goes as a subtext. That's why it's called subtitle. Oops. Which is called what? I think it's called, there we go. But I don't want it to be uppercase. Yeah. There should be an easier way to do that though. Okay. So let's change it. Celebrating her strength, her style, and the magic she brings every day. Okay, I want to make that smaller. I don't mind the one line. That's not how you spell celebrating. All right. Ooh, that's too small. Make that a little bit bigger. And the magic she brings every day. Okay, I make that 2 lines. Cool, no biggie. Slide it up a little bit. And then for the bonus mini pins, I would say wear with confidence. And then, okay, so then I might put like a love you always, and then my name if I were giving this to someone. But I don't want this to be gray and blue and all that, right? So we can change this background to be, I'll go to colors. And I'll click on this blue. And then maybe I want that one to be like this pink. Ooh, that's a little, yeah, like the darker pink. Okay, darker pink works. And then I can change this line from blue to maybe that same lavender color, or even maybe green would work better there. Same thing down here. I could keep these the same. Maybe I want that to be the same peach. Yeah, okay. And then the font, I could make that just maybe black. I want all the font to be black. Cool. And then you will be able to delete that. And then I think I'm done, right? I don't see anything else that needs to be changed. If you wanted to change these gray dots, you could maybe up level that way and make them like that lavender, or the green even, to maybe make it pop a little more. I think I like that actually. Okay, now we've got our buttons and we've got our backing card, and all you have to do now is save as a PNG. If you're going to use your Cricut machine to help you cut things out, you would save the current page as a PNG and then upload it. You can catch the previous video on my YouTube channel to see how I uploaded and cut this out in Cricut Design Space. I hope you guys learned something. Drop me a comment if this was helpful for you, and I will catch you next time. Thanks, y'all. Bye.